construction project to sink the rail line through Perth is already well advanced. You can see the amount of activity and the amount of work that has been done. But as of today, work will start on the major and most critical part of this project, and that is the construction of the tunnel and the sinking of the rail line itself. The project has a total cost of $609 million. That includes sinking the rail, the bus station, the creation of a new town square. The state government is contributing around $336 million, the Commonwealth $226 million, and the City of Perth $37 million. But in addition to that, the cooperation has been excellent, particularly with all the planning and approvals that have been necessary to put in place. Sinking the rail line has been talked about in Perth for 100 years. The rail line has historically stopped Perth growing to the north. It has been a divide in our city. So it's an historic and probably the most significant central city improvement being made in Australia at present. But I just simply want to say well done to those who are working and making this dream become a reality. This will truly transform Perth.
It is a great pleasure for me to be able to be here this morning on behalf of the federal government to be part of this really exciting time capsule that really announces the commencement of what are very important works. While WA is economically strong, it's vitally important that we make investments now so that our city can grow into the future. We are the first federal government to have invested in public transport, and I really think that it is a sign of the future and that the needs of our nation really need to be met. Will it mean that people can get to their destination more easily and conveniently? Does it help families and people? And the answer in the case of this project is that it most certainly does, and it's a real pleasure to be part of it.
This is a true partnership between all three levels of government to deliver two excellent sets of outcomes. Firstly, of course, it is a great outcome in terms of transforming the city, but let's not forget it's also a great public transport outcome. The time capsule, which soon will have some documents placed in it, will be open in 2031. 2031 is an important date. A lot of our current land use planning and urban transport planning timeframes are set around 2031, and if you reflect on 2031, Perth's population will be about 500,000 people more than it is today, but interestingly our public transport usage will double. So the usage of public transport in this city has and will continue to grow at a much faster rate than the rate of growth of population, and it's important that we invest in good public transport outcomes. In relation to this particular project, there's really three components. There's the sinking of the railway line, as I said, 600 metres to our west, and that trains at this point will be about 1 metre below ground level and then progressing down onto the tunnel, which will be built using a cut and cover type technique, and it effectively sits about 1 metre above the existing tunnel which takes trains from Mandurah through to Joondalup. The second part will be the upgrading of the Perth railway station. A component of the upgrade for the Perth railway station will be a new platform along Rose Street. The new platform along Rose Street is an important piece of central infrastructure which will help us cater for expected train usage as a result of the Burswood station. So an important piece of investment ahead of the Burswood sports stadium and the associated station infrastructure being developed. And the other interesting component of this development will be a walkway which will travel underground from just behind me through the existing Perth Underground station, and that will mean that we'll have a completely seamless interface at one level between the central station and the underground station, meaning people don't have to come up, walk across and go back down, make for a much better transport outcome for those people. As you can see, this project is progressing while this station is continuing to be used. So it is a difficult engineering feat, but one not only to deal with the construction of the project, but also to do it in a working train station. And I'm not aware of one complaint from any one of those 45,000 people who use the station every day. And I think that's a very positive reflection on the team that we have assembled to deliver this project.
Robust city planning is needed, and it's fantastic to see our three tiers of government having worked together so well to ensure the prosperity and future growth of Perth. The realisation of many hectares of land above the former railway lines is a great thing for our city, and I really want people to be embracing the growth that our capital city is being enabled to have at this time, to not fear it, to welcome it and realise that it's going to bring employment, residential and activity opportunities for our capital city. As Lord Mayor, it's my great honour to start the throwing into the time capsule of various items today, which we hear will be again opened in 2031. And hopefully through this process, the people of Perth can actually dwell on the special moment that this is in terms of infrastructure growth for our capital city.